Located here at Fort Benning, Georgia, soon to be Fort Moore, Georgia. We are co-located with the U.S. Army Armor School, where we train tankers and scouts. And the building you are in is the Armor and Cavalry Training Support Facility. So this building is 100,000 square feet and right now houses 197 pieces of armor branch history. This building was first under construction in 2018, finished in 20, so we have been for the last 2.5 years moving pieces into this building. Vehicle selection you see here represents armored fighting vehicle development from 1916 all the way to a prototype vehicle that just came in last month. So it's all 107 years of essentially tank history, but we also have reconnaissance platforms, armored personnel carriers, infantry fighting vehicles, fire support vehicles, and hopefully the next couple weeks here we'll even have a Cobra gunship that comes in to kind of represent air cavalry tactics. So what we do is we actually teach history to the students of the Armor School. So new soldiers come into the Army, they learn both about their branch history. What are they a part of? They're now in a profession. So we teach them the lineage of their units, the lineage of their branch, so they understand why they do the job they do, why it's important to the nation, instill pride into them. But we also teach technology development. So the tankers that come through here that will eventually be on the M1 Abrams main battle tank, they learn why it's designed the way it is, so they actually have confidence in its abilities, understand why they're trained the way they are. We were originally founded in 1948, so we're actually coming up on our 75th birthday. After World War II, the Armored Forces School, that was called Fort Knox then, they looked back at World War II and said, how do we capture the lessons learned? You know, we just fought the most massive mechanized war in history. How do we make it so the next generation of soldier doesn't have to repeat these hard lessons on the battlefield? And so in 1946, they started requesting some of the foreign pieces you see in here, American pieces too, like the Shermans behind me. And by 1948, they had enough. They formally established it by orders as the Armored Museum and the Armored Forces School. The whole point is it was a teaching collection for the soldier, and existed for years afterwards in different iterations, mostly known as the Pat Museum of Cavalry and Armor at Fort Knox. But then when the Armor School was moved down here to Fort Benning, unfortunately at the time there was just funding restrictions. There just wasn't any more resources for us to get a building. So everything here has been in storage for the last 10 years before we got this building. Because we have a lot of work teaching the soldiers. We also support research and development, so we're often helping with that. And with only a staff of 3, we're just not resourced as a public museum. But the good news is we do have, as part of an outreach mission, we do have quarterly open houses. So if anyone's interested in coming on the 29th and 30th of April, the doors will be open for the public here from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. And that's also our 75th birthday, so we're really excited to kind of share the collection with everyone. We got support from the Armor School, so there'll be modern equipment used by today's soldiers. So you get to see what was used all the way back in World War I all the way to today, and we're really excited to share it with the public. We're active on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We try to make multiple posts a week to show not only the collection in the building, but we also have a robust restoration shop. We actually work on the vehicles in this building. You only see about half the collection, believe it or not, in this building. So we're restoring vehicles, we're getting in new vehicles all the time that we work on. And eventually what you'll also see in here is we have 8,511 what we call micro artifacts, so uniforms, helmets, weapons used by the individual soldiers that will eventually also go on display.